scholars, and welcome to your first flipped video. Our first video is on the scientific method, but before we begin, I want you to write your name and date, today's date, August 5th, 2016, on your notes. Pause the video and write your notes. Write your name and date now. Great job. All right, so now that we've written our name and date, we know today's topic is the scientific method. Our objective says, identify the steps of the scientific method. But first, before we identify the steps of the scientific method, what in the world is the scientific method? The scientific method are the procedures or steps scientists use to solve a problem. Once again, the scientific method are the procedures or steps scientists use to solve a problem. Go ahead and pause the video and fill that in your notes now. Did you pause it? You sure? All right, great job. All right, so now that we know the scientific method is the steps scientists use to solve a problem, we're going to talk about the 6 steps of the scientific method. How many? 6. Good job. All right, let's talk about the first step. The first step is to make an observation. What is it? To make an observation. Scientists make observations using their 5 senses. Go ahead and fill that in your notes now. To make an observation. Make sure you pause the video before you start writing. Great job. All right, so we talked about scientists make observation using your 5 senses. So what are the 5 senses? The 5 senses are sight, so that's how we see. Hearing, that's listening. Touch, so you're feeling on something, you touch something. Taste, so when you're eating, you're tasting something. And smell, so we smell with our noses, remember? All right, let's go ahead, pause the video and fill in the 5 senses in that chart now. Great job. All right, let's move on to the second step. The second step of the scientific method is to create a question. Is to what? Create a question, a testable question. A testable question is a question that can only be answered by conducting an experiment or a series of tests. So I want you to go ahead and pause the video and fill that in your notes now. The second step is to create a testable question. Did you pause it? All right. Go ahead and fill it in. All right, great job. All right, the third step is to form a hypothesis. Say form a hypothesis. Great job. All right, a hypothesis is an educated guess based on prior knowledge. Let's go ahead and fill that in your notes now. To form a hypothesis. Great job. All right. So, Ms. Leepow, what is prior knowledge? Prior knowledge is what you already know. Go ahead and pause the video and fill that in your notes now. Great job. All right. So, the fourth step of the scientific method is to plan and conduct the experiment. Go ahead and pause the video and fill that in your notes now. Great job. When you plan and conduct the experiment, you're developing the step-by-step or creating the step-by-step process for your experiment. You're also then, after you create the steps, you're then going to follow those steps. All right, great job. All right, step 5 is to collect and analyze the data. What are you going to do? Collect and analyze the data. All right, so when we analyze data, it is presented in tables or charts. Go ahead and write the 5th step now. Collect and analyze data. Great job. All right. So, remember, it's in tables or charts. Tables is the first bullet you see in your notes. That is a table. The second bullet you see are graphs. Graphs can either be a pie graph, a bar graph, or a line graph like you see on your notes. Go ahead and pause the video and fill that in now. All right, great job. Our sixth step is to draw a conclusion. What are you going to do? Draw a conclusion. All right, so go ahead. So your conclusion states whether you agree or disagree with your hypothesis. Was it right or was it wrong? Now, quick note. If your hypothesis is incorrect, that is okay. We never change our hypothesis or our experiment just because our hypothesis is wrong. Go ahead and fill that in your notes now. Make sure you pause the video. Did you pause it? Are you sure? Good job. All right, so now that we've completed our notes, let's complete our reflection. You're going to write two things you learned today, 2 words you remembered, and 1 question you have about the lesson. Great job, scholars. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up once you're done. All right, so congratulations. You have just completed level 1.1 of your year as a 5th grade scientist. Go ahead and put your notes in your homework folder. Have a great day.